Hey guys, Peach here, and this is the roster for Season 39 of the Pokemon Cup Series. Let's go through this a little quickly. Sebastian Kukulon in the 1, Igor Barretos in the 2, Chen Z's in the 3, Zachary Fitzwater's in the 4, JD Figuerelo's in the 6, Cassandra Kirker's in the 8, Austin Stitzel in the 9, Shane Golodex in the 00, Ryan Durani's in the 10, Giovanni Castillo in the 11, Priya McShane in the 12, Cassidy Reynolds in the 13, John Andrews in the 14, Alex Hawkins the 15, Christian Russell 17, Jonathan Fast 18, Nikki Maxwell 19, Dylan Crewman the 20, Samad Ozcon in the 21, Avi Sachs runs the 22, a lot of returning faces on the roster and rookies as well, like Katie Lynn Bex Ford. Or let me check one sec. Katie Lynn Bexford or Bexfield. It's Katie Lynn Bexfield, sorry. Katie Lynn Bexfield in the 24. Then there's Ember Ross in the 27. Lean Campana, 32. Chase Wisted in the 34. Billy Bishop in the 36. Anthony Then, 37. Maxwell Smart, 38. John Gilbert in the 41, Max Bailey's in the 42, Alexander Rowe in the 43, Ryan Acosta in the 47, Grayson Acevedo in the 48, Chris Leone is in the 51, Quinn Porter is in the 52, Christian Vargas 66, Isaiah Bernesh is in the 77, Eli Bright's in the 88, 95 is Johnny Gardner, 96 is Clark McKee, and Pichu is running in the 99 in Season 39. And that's your roster, the full-time drivers competing in Season 39. Let's take a look at the schedule, and there's going to be a lot of changes this season. The season will begin, of course, as always, at Daytona. And then race 2, we go over to Sonoma Raceway. I like the idea of having Daytona be followed by a road course in California. We did this with Sawmill, I believe, last season. And now we're going to do it with Sonoma, going to give that a shot. And once again, it'll be with the Carousel. It'll be with the Carousel. Race number 2 at Sonoma, it will entirely be on the Carousel for that race. So that's the second one. And the third one is going to be in Auto Club Speedway. So we're going to have 2 California races right after the Daytona 500. And then our international races gets moved up on the schedule. Mexico in Ovalo Juarez is coming back for race number 4, and Canadian Tire Motorsport Park will follow in race number 5. The 6th race is going to be Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's going to move down a little bit in the schedule as the 6th race. Homestead Miami is going to be back in race 7, our 7th race of season 39. Well, it was already earlier on the schedule before, as far as the 2nd race of the schedule, believe it or not, in some seasons, but now it's moved down a little bit to the 7th race in season 39. After that, we go to Richmond Raceway. Short track racing, the race is going to move up into the regular season at Richmond. That should be fun. And then Texas Motor Speedway will be back on the schedule, followed by the Monster Mile Dover International Speedway. And then it's the Coca Cola 600 from Charlotte Motor Speedway, and then we're going to follow that up with Kansas Speedway. Last season's race was a fun race, but this season it's going to be back, hopefully better. And then we go to Michigan after that, and then Chicagoland, and then we go to Indianapolis. Indianapolis moves up in the regular season, and in the right down almost the middle of the season, so Indianapolis moves in the middle. And then we go to Kentucky Speedway for another night race there. And then New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the Magic Mile. And after that, though, we'll have our All-Star race in Eldora. It will be moved up from before the playoffs begin to the halfway point of the season. It'll be after the 17th race of the season in the Cup Series. It'll be after New Hampshire, and then we'll have our All-Star weekend at Eldora Speedway. We'll tell you more about that as the weekend progresses. As we progress to that weekend, sorry. Now this is where the big changes start to come in after the All-Star race, because the next race, we're going to be back at Iowa Speedway. Oh yeah, we're coming back to Iowa Speedway, folks. It's going to be a 40-lap race at Iowa in the Cup Series. And we did host our races at Iowa very early in the Cup Series season and life, I believe. And yeah, very early we've raced at Iowa in the Cup Series, but it's relegated before to the Trucks and the National Series. Now we're going to bring it back on the spotlight at in the Cup Series level, because I know everybody wants to have a race at Iowa in the cup with the Cups. So I'm going to make that a reality in terms of my series, and going to bring back Iowa into the Cup Series, and we're going to have a great time there at the track for sure. After that, though, we go to Worldwide Technology Raceway in Gateway in Illinois, in the St. Louis border. I know also everybody wants to race at Gateway as well for the Cup Series, so we're going to make that a reality as well. Iowa and Worldwide Technology, they'll be back to back, and it'll be two fun races all together. And then Pocono Raceway is going to have a very interesting weekend. We're going to have a double header weekend at the Tricky Triangle. We're going to have two 15-lap races at Pocono, and we'll tell you more about it when we get to that weekend. But it's going to be very fun. It's like our old doubleheader weekends from the early seasons. We've had doubleheader weekends there with one track. But this one though is going to have a full field in both races, instead of cutting the fields in half in both those races. We're going to have a full field in those two races. So I can't wait to try that out. After Pocono, we head to Watkins Glen International. Moves up a little bit on the schedule. It'll be before the regular season ends, and it's 3 straight road courses, believe it or not, to start off with the Glen included. After this, we go to Mid-Ohio. We're going to give that a shot again in the Cup Series. We've hosted races in Mid-Ohio a couple times in the PCS, and same for Road America, but we're going to try them again, and we're going to hope for some better racing there from those two tracks. Mid-Ohio's back, and then we go to Road America. So 3 straight road courses at the Glen, Mid-Ohio, and Road America. Sure to be a lot of fun. And then North Wilkesboro, we're coming back to the old North Wilkesboro track right before the regular season ends. So that's going to be moved up as well. A lot of changes, by the way, like I said, this season from last. And then finally, the regular season finale. It's going to have a new venue for season 39. It'll be at Coca Cola Super Speedway. The Super Snack 500 has been retired, and we are moving Coca Cola up to this regular season finale in the Coke Zero Sugar 400, and that will decide the playoff field for the season. So we're going to have the playoffs be decided at Coca Cola Super Speedway. Sure going to be a thrilling race for the last spots in the playoffs. Then the playoffs begin, and we're going to go right into Darlington in round number 1. So the opening race at the playoffs will be in the Southern 500. That's going to open the playoffs. And then second race in round 1 is North Carolina Speedway. It's going to be returning to Rockingham. It'll be the second race of round 1. And then the final race of round 1 is going to be at Bristol Motor Speedway. The Coliseum is going to have a battle for the last spots and to advance to round 2. Should be an exciting race there. And then round 2 begins at Las Vegas. Vegas is moving down on the schedule to become a playoff race. Sure going to be a thriller at Vegas. And then we go to the Charlotte Roval. Everybody loves the Roval. The past 2 races there have been exciting. And now this one will have an extra lap added to that to make things a little bit more interesting. The Roval 400 is back. It'll be the second race of round 2. That'll be our last road course race of the season. Watkins Glen, by the way, was in round 3 last season. That's now been moved up to the middle of the regular season. And the start of 3 straight road courses on the schedule before the regular season ends. So anyway, after the Roval, the cutoff in round 2, it'll be at Twin Ring Montague, our third and last international race on the schedule. You'll notice that there are much less races outside the United States than last season. Well, this season's the focus on the dream tracks, on the tracks that everybody wants to see cup races in, and they all happen to be in the United States. So I had to cut some international races so that I can accommodate the changes in for this season, like adding Mid-Ohio, Road America, Iowa, and Worldwide Technology Raceway. and also making the Pocono a doubleheader weekend. So there had to be some cuts in the international side. Hopefully, though, not many people will miss it. We're going to be only going to have 3 international races this season, and they're not going to be all consecutively. 2 of them will be early on in the season, and 1 of them will be a playoff race. So again, the 3 international races are in Mexico, that's Oval Juarez, Canada, that's in Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, that will follow um, Mexico, and then of course Japan Twin Ring Motegi, that's the cutoff for round 2 of the playoffs. And finally, round 3 of the playoffs, it'll be Martinsville Speedway, going to be starting off round 3. A lot of beating and banging for Championship 4 spots. That's sure going to be an exciting race till the end. And then we go to ISM Raceway, also another round 3 race. ISM moves down to the schedule. It's going to have even more meaning now. So again, final 4 Championship 4 spots on the line at ISM. And finally, the penultimate race of the season will be at Talladega Super Speedway, and that's going to be an exciting weekend there before the season finale, of course. Talladega, it's going to be where everything else is decided. All the Championship 4 will be decided, and Talladega is going to be insane before the storm. It'll be the calm before the storm, I should say, before the championship race. And of course, then Joltis will wrap up the season, and the Championship 4 will get to race it out for a title in the Cup Series. And you do not want to miss that race either. You don't want to miss any of our races coming up in season 39. But anyway, hope you guys will watch all the races in season 39. I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing this for sure. And we hope to see you very soon. This is Pichu London, and I'll see you guys later.